So I am just going to jump right to it and get started on my whole Macy's experience. I was about to be, or I was 18. I was 18 years old because I think you have to be 18 above to apply for Macy's. And this was around the holiday season, so probably like September, October, November area, and they were hiding. They were hiring for seasonal sales associates and a whole bunch of other positions. Now, mind you, I was 18 years old, so I didn't know much about positions. Once I was making the application online, because you have to make it online, they ask you a whole bunch of questions. Do you want full-time, part-time, temporary, seasonal, commission, and then, mornings, day shifts, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, okay, I know what a sales associate is, so let me just, bring up sales associate. And then if you go through Macy's during the holiday season times, you see that they post like these big not ads, but like displays saying now hiring seasonal associates and stuff like that. So I'm like, I really want this job, so I'm gonna apply for the seasonal associate. So that's what I applied for. I'm trying to make this short but detailed. Sorry. So once I applied, I forgot how long it took for them to give me a call, message, email, etc. I ended up getting a call from Macy's. When I answered the phone, a lady was like, "Hey, blah blah blah. I am calling from Macy's. Are you free to do a quick interview?" I was like, I'm not ready, but you know what? All right, let's do this. Anyway, she asked me a couple questions, and I really don't remember them because this was like a long time ago for me. But she did ask me to tell her about a time where I had experience selling. And I've only had one job prior to this. Actually, just kidding, 2 jobs. Yes, 2 jobs prior to this, but they were like whatever jobs. So I made up some stuff that I would sell Avon makeup. Am I saying that right? I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but I'm like, oh yeah, I used to sell Avon makeup, and just fake it till you make it. So that's what I did. Anyways, right on the spot, she's like, all right, I want to offer you a opportunity to be a sales associate, blah 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 blah, and then so on. I forgot what happened, if she sent me an email or not, but I didn't have an interview in the store. I just had the interview through the phone, and I believe this is only because I applied for a seasonal position. And when you are in a process to hire seasonal associates, they don't really care if you are the bomb.com at that moment, because you're basically seasonal. They just want to get people ready for the season. So yeah, so training began. Training was about, I want to say, about a week. I don't really remember, but it was all on the computer basically, and it would teach you the systems of how to work the Macy's computer, how to process payments, etc., etc. And then I remember that same day when I finished my training, they were like, can you work right now? Like, they needed people ASAP. So this is why they don't really care about the whole hiring process. And I was like, okay. And they threw me right into the shoe section, which I did not even, like, this was right off the bat, when like there was no shadowing at this point. I believe now they do shadowing, but back then, like, once you were done with training on the computer, bye, good luck, So I was in the shoe section ringing up people, ringing up customers. But I was ringing up under a different number, under the people that get commissioned for helping the customers find their shoes. I still didn't know how to do this. You know, and shoes is always so busy, like always busy. I'm gonna try to talk a little bit about every department because I worked there for three years to begin with before I ended up working for 3 years there. I'm trying to go in order, but shoes is the most busiest department ever. Like, but yes, anyways, my area was mostly like close. That's where I stuck to, close. I was able to pick up shifts anywhere with anywhere that has no commission. So I was able to pick up shifts in clothing and shoes. If I pick up shifts and shoes, I'm the ringer. Only get to ring, you know, the shoes and stuff. Here you go, put it in a bag, have a great day, whatever. Bags, I can pick up shifts in bags. I can pick up shifts like in beddings and dishes. What am I missing? Oh, the children's area, dresses. The intimate section, you know, undies, bras. Also, you can pick up shifts in the men's. So, you know, like men's clothing. Their shoes is Finish Line, I believe. So there's, oh no, they have a shoe section too. Yeah. But yeah, you can pick up shifts anywhere you want. Now let me tell you how seasonal. You cannot pick up shifts in Last Act. Last Act is new. This department was new the last year that I worked. When I left, Last Act was barely new. Like it was barely starting. But you cannot pick up shifts in Last Act. Last Act is something you have to do an application separate from Macy. So it's kind of like Nordstrom Rack. It's separate from Nordstrom Rack. Wait, did I say that right? Nordstrom Rack is different from Nordstrom. There we go. Yeah. I'm sorry. But yes. I'm so sorry, guys, if this video is everywhere. I'm just trying to get everything detailed. Okay, so this isn't only for seasonal. If you work there permanently, you can still pick up shifts somewhere else. Seasonal, you basically just don't have like a set hours. As in, when you're working there permanently, they're gonna be like, all right, you have 30 hours this week, and then you have your shifts. But when you are working there seasonal, you don't have a set of hours that you have that week. You have to constantly go on there and look for shifts for you to pick up. You know, now that I think about it, this kind of reminds me of WAG, I think, that dog app that you have to be constantly on there seeing who wants to get their dog walked. Yes, this is how it is. You have to constantly get your phone, log into the website, and see what shifts people do not want, and you pick them up. A lot of times it's shifts that people, you know, that work there already that they don't want, or a lot of times they're extra shifts that Macy's adds because that department needs extra help. For this, I hated this, working in different departments, but at the same time, you know, a girl needs money, so I literally picked up shifts everywhere, and this is a really good thing to pick up shifts everywhere if you want to stay in the company One, you get to meet managers all over the departments, because there isn't just one manager, there isn't just two managers, there's like 5 managers, one for each department. I might be exaggerating, there might be less now, but each department has their own manager. So you get to meet different managers, you get to meet different types of customers, you get to meet or you get to learn about different things, you know, like for example, if you work in clothes, you learn about fashion, you learn what's in trend, you learn the colors. If you work in beddings, you learn what's the most comfortable sheets, what's the most comfortable towels, etc., etc. If you work in, you know, cooking, what's the most, or what's the best dishes, whatever, to cook, etc., etc. But yeah, you really get to meet different people, and this will really get your name out there if you do want to stay with the company. The managers obviously have their favorites, so they're gonna be like, oh, this person works, you know, I want this person to work for my department, I want this person to work for my department. You know, it's really good to get your manager's attention and let them know that, hey, you know, I exist, because at the end of that season, when it's time for you to bye-bye, you know, there's going to be spots available for you to be, for you to apply for permanently. So if a manager has a full-time job in their department and they know you, and y'all already had a previous conversation about you wanting to stay or something, they will have you at the top of their head, and they're gonna be like, hey, you know, I want Taylor, I want Bobby, I want Ricky, I want Nancy. But yeah, like, they're gonna already like let you know, they're gonna let the higher manager, what is it, HR room, they're gonna let HR room, hey, you know, contact this person, see if they're interested in having this full-time job or having this part-time job. And then, hey, you got the hookup. Now, if you want to work commission-wise, like makeup, if you want to work in the makeup section, perfume section, you can also apply for that. For that, you get your hourly rate plus your commission. So you get both. That's amazing, right? That's amazing. Yeah, you get both. I never really worked in this department because just I don't know, I could never make it into that department for some reason. Like, I would apply, but then something would happen where I didn't go for the interview, or it just didn't happen for me. But from what I heard is, if you work in this area, since it is commission wise and you are barely starting and you're new at this, it's gonna be very aggressive. Your coworkers who you work with are going to want to take over every single customer, especially if they have regulars and they already know, you know, the person. They're gonna kind of want to put you through, you know, at the side and be like, I got this, you know, just go ahead, watch. Some people will be nice about it, some people will be rude about it, some people would be like, no, that's my customer, let me do this. Or some people will be like, oh, don't worry, I'll take care of her, you can go ahead and just, you know, relax, go ahead and be on your phone, whatever, you know, something like that. So lots of competition if you're gonna be working commission. Same thing with shoes. Shoes for commission wise, you know, when you help people, be like, oh, do you need a different size? Let me go help you look for the size. This, a lot of times, you know, you can get annoyed with your coworkers, because a lot of times the person that's ringing the shoes for the person that bought them, because remember, there's the person that's working commission, and then there's the person that is the sales associate that's just ringing, you know, checking out the customer. So a lot of times the person that's checking out the customer, they don't ring you up by the person that helped the customer. Sometimes they have a list of numbers and they just go from the top all the way to the bottom. Once they get to the bottom, they start from the top and go down the numbers of the list again. So a lot of times, you know, people don't think this is fair and be like, no, I helped 10 people, that person only helped 5. Why am I going to not get credit for what I've done, you know? And this happens a lot throughout the busy season of the holidays. So something to keep in mind. But overall, my experience in Macy's, it was great. Like, I really did appreciate working there. I had fun working there. I learned a lot working there, especially working in every single department. I'm the type of person who, because of this situation I was in when I worked at Macy's, I am the type of person now that if I feel too comfortable where I'm at, I need to move around to discover other areas, to learn other areas so I can grow. Not just work-wise, but work for myself as well, you know? Once you are there permanently, and if you do decide to work there permanently, how is it, you know? How is it? Honestly, like any other job, it depends on who your manager is. If your manager is someone who is caring, helpful, nice, you're gonna have a good time. But if you have a manager that doesn't do anything and they just walk around your area like once a day or not even once a day, and they don't help, you know, they just expect you to do what you have to do. I know that's kind of like what you're supposed to do anyways, but you'll just kind of see different type of management. There's managers that are really there and they will help you, you know, if they have nothing else to do, because they also have their duties, of course, just like we have our duties, they have their duties. If they have nothing else to do, especially on a slow day or something like that, and they will come to your floor, or they will, if they manage different departments, they will come to the busiest department and they will start helping you put clothes back or whatever duties that you need to do to finish that day. So honestly, it just depends on what type of manager you have, and that always helps. Something I really dislike, I don't know if there's still pressure on this, but making people open up credit cards. I hated that. I will still hate that, because if people don't want to open up a credit card, like, what can you do, you know? Sometimes people are trying to buy houses. Sometimes people don't have the credit. Sometimes people just don't want another credit card. Sometimes people just, I don't know, they don't want to buy at Macy's. That was just their once in a lifetime purchase a year or something. So the whole pressure on opening up a credit card, oh my god, it's horrible. Horrible. I don't know if they still do that, but that's one thing I hated about that. So what do you do as a sales associate? Because there's other things other positions I'll talk about later. As a sales associate and working in clothes, what you do, of course, you check out customers, you take care of customers, you're on the floor helping customers find what they need. Oh, hey, Mr. Customer, did you find everything okay today? Or are you finding everything okay today? No, I'm looking for a shirt in size 10. Oh, okay, well, if you like, I can take this to my computer and see if we have any more in the store, or if I can order one for you. Boom. Another situation will be People, you know, trying on clothes in the fitting room. You have to take all that clothes out because customers will not take that clothes out of the fitting room and hang it up where it's supposed to be. And then once, because you have a racks outside the fitting room, so you can just, so once the rack is filled, or once you are actually free from customers, from checking out, you will put clothes back into the floor. So you kind of have to memorize where everything goes, which is kind of easy once you get the hang of it. Yeah, it's kind of easy. If you work in the purse department, same thing. You're gonna make sure all the bags are back where they need to be. You're gonna make sure you're helping customers find what they need to find. Sometimes you get returns from different departments, so on your free time you're gonna go to those departments and return clothes, return shoes, whatever they end up returning. But now Macy's has an area for all returns only. So I'm still not sure if you can return things at a different register or not, but now they have a return area, a return register for returns only. I don't know if I would want to work there. I actually know I would not want to work there. So if you get a chance to not work there, don't work there. Yeah, I would not. Returns was the worst thing ever. If you cannot do returns, don't do returns, okay? Okay. Let's see, what else? I mean, sometimes you have to clean the area, the dust, you know? Or sometimes on a very slow day, you know, you'll want to clean the dust if you have all your clothes up and stuff. Just always look occupied. But there is other positions working at Macy's besides being a sales associate or working for commission. They also have a position for merchandising. So this, you work, it's various hours, like so many. You can either work in the mornings, which is like from 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. to like maybe 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. Sometimes 2 p.m. if you work full-time. Sometimes you work weekends, sometimes you work late at night. It depends. I really enjoyed merchandising. Merchandising was never my title at work, but I sometimes, like I said, once managers start to get to know who you are, and if you work hard or if you're just like they're slacking, they'll know you, you know? So if they like how you work, they'll be like, hey, do you want extra hours? We need extra people for this time. I'll talk to your manager. And if it, you know, they think it's cool, then cool. Most of the time, yeah, because managers are cool with each other anyway. So they talk behind your back and talk. Anyways, but yeah, merchandising is pretty cool. I like it because you work before hours, so you're not working when customers are around, and you're not getting interrupted with, hey, excuse me, where's the restroom? Hey, excuse me, do you have this shirt in size blah blah blah? Hey, excuse me, this and that, you know? So all you have to do is just worry about your little rack and putting your clothes back, and then you get paid for that. So pay rate, I don't know how much they pay right now, but when I started, they started me like at $8.25. Oh, did I just spit? I don't know, but yes, they started me at $8.25. 3 years, like I said, I worked there for 3 years, and I ended with 10:45 or 11:45. I don't even remember. 10 or 11:45, something like that. Yeah, the pay rate sucks for the work that you have to do. I honestly have to say it does. I feel like you do too much, or maybe it was just me, maybe I just did too much because I knew my responsibilities that I had within my job, and I knew what I had to do, so I would do it. Sometimes I would even have to do other people's work because whatever, that's a different story. But it's definitely too little for all the work that you have to do. But overall, it's a good like second job or something, you know, where if you're just like getting out of high school and you need a job while you're in college or something like that, it's a really good job. I enjoyed it since I was a little girl. I always wanted to work in stores. So for me, I really did enjoy learning. I learned a lot. I learned a lot working at Macy's. I met a lot of great people. I'm still friends with some of them on Facebook. Some of them I have on Snapchat and Instagram. You know, some of them I even hang out with. Not as much, but, you know, once in a day. So I met great people, as in managers, coworkers, and customers as well. Customers as well. Of course, you know, there's always negatives and positives. But my situation went well. When I was hired, I was lucky to have really great managers. Of course, there were some managers that I really didn't like, but once you know who you like and who you don't like, you just don't pick up shifts in that department, or you don't work in that department, and then, you know, everything goes well. Also, another important thing, it depends, you know, your store location, which there's different Macy's, different locations, and who your store manager is. The store manager is the very, very top person that is the boss. Then there's like the 5 managers, and then under the managers, then there's like the I forgot what they're called. Let's just call them assistant managers. Like just like 2 or whatever. It's not that many. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I hope this was helpful. I really didn't want to chat. I really want to give you as much information as I could. I don't know if I missed anything, or if you have any questions, like, please let me know. I've been wanting to do this video for the longest, especially when I worked there. Yeah, I didn't want the company to be like, Nancy, I heard you talking about me, girl. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'm sorry if I was annoying, or if I was talking too fast, or whatever. Like I said, I am here to help if you have any questions with whether it's like the interview or just working there in general, okay? Thank you so much.